Hi, very good morning, students. Today we are going to deal the most important content of this chapter, that is hybridization. So already you have heard the word like hybridization in your lower classes. Now we shall go in detail how to find the hybridization of the given molecule also. Okay. So let us take one example now, CH4. Okay. If you take in CH4, the carbon is the central atom. See, if you go for the carbon configuration, it is 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. So in ground state, the 2s2, 2p2 will be in this form. But see here, this carbon is linked with 4 hydrogens. So you require 4 unpaired electrons. See, always bonding takes place only for the unpaired electrons, that too with opposite spins. Okay, here 4 hydrogens are there, you require 4 unpaired electrons. But in carbon, you see here, you are having only 2 unpaired electrons. So what happens? This is in the ground state. If you excite, so this electron, whatever that is present in the 2s, if you excite it to the p orbital, you will be getting 4 unpaired electrons. So now carbon is having 4 unpaired electrons in the excited state, and hydrogens, you are having 4. So each orbital will combine with the each hydrogen. Okay. So if you see here, S will combine with H, S will combine, so carbon S orbital, that is 2s orbital of carbon combines with the S orbital of hydrogen, 2p orbital of carbon combines with the S orbital of hydrogen, 2p same. You will be having 3 2p orbitals combining with s orbital of hydrogen. Okay, this is the condition. And S will be combining with the s orbital of carbon, will be combining with the s orbital of hydrogen. So how many different types of overlappings are present? Here 2. These are all one set, these are all one set. Means to break this bond you require some amount of energy. To break all these bonds you require same type of energy, because all these are same type. Okay. But what is happening is, when we have seen experimentally, all the 4 bonds, this is carbon, all the 4 bonds are requiring same type of energy to break that bonds. Okay. So to clear that, okay, see, generally we should be having 3 bonds will be of one type of energy and other will be of different energy. But during dissociation experimentally, it was found that all these bonds are of same energy. So there the new concept has arisen, that concept is nothing but hybridization. And remember students, hybridization and resonance are only theoretical. There is no practical proof or experimental proof for this. Okay. So all orbitals having single unpaired electron will mix up with the new orbitals, forming the hybrid orbitals. So what they have said is, these orbitals, these central atoms orbitals, before overlapping with the hydrogen orbital, they will intermix with one another. Okay. These orbitals, before overlapping with the hydrogen, these orbitals will intermix with one another, so that they will result in the hybrid orbitals. See, pure orbital, pure S, pure P, pure P, pure P. So pure orbitals of the central atom will mix it together and they form hybrid orbitals, and that hybrid orbitals are all of equal energy. So these are the rules for the hybridization. So what does the hybridization say? It is intermixing of atomic orbitals. Means atomic orbitals, these are the atomic orbitals, they are intermixing, and that intermixing takes place between the orbitals are of same energy or nearly same energy to give new orbitals, and the new orbitals will be having equal energy. See, hybrid orbitals, all the hybrid orbitals will be having equal amount of energy. So next one, half filled, empty filled, fully filled orbitals can also undergo hybridization. No need of that. Here only single unpaired electron is present, so only these will undergo hybridization. No, everything, even it is half filled, even it is completely filled, and sometimes even it is the empty orbital, then also it undergoes hybridization. Right students, these are the rules. Next, see, how many hybrid orbitals produced will be equal to how many pure atomic orbitals are mixing. The same thing. So how many orbitals you are getting after hybridization means it is equal to the number of orbitals that are mixing before hybridization. Next, it is concept of hybridization is for sigma and lone pair. So this will be applicable only for the sigma and lone pair, but not for the pi bond. Pi bond has no involvement with the hybridization. Right? Hybrid orbitals are named after the parent orbitals. Means what does that indicate? Parent means these are the parent and these are the products. Okay. 1s, 1p are mixing. So how many are mixing? 2 are mixing. So you will be getting 2. And 2 will be, each one will be having the name, the parent one. This one S and P, right? So this is SP, this is SP. Same. If 1s, 1p, 1p. Okay, you are having 3 orbitals are mixing. One p orbital, one more p orbital, one s orbital. So how many are mixing? 3 are mixing. Okay, so how many you should get? You should get 3. And each one should be having how many s's are? Yes, you are having p2. So it is sp2, sp2, sp2. In this way, we will be naming it as, suppose if you take 1s and 3 p orbitals, after mixing, what you will be getting? sp3, 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 sp3. 4 you will be getting. In the same way, sp3d, sp3d2, sp3d3, and so on. And shape of the hybrid orbitals. See, by looking at the figure itself, we can find out that it has undergone hybridization. So this is the shape of the s orbital, this is the shape of the p orbital, and this is the shape of the d orbital. These will mix and they will form hybrid orbitals. See, when you see the lobes after this mixing, when you see the lobes, the hybrid orbital will be in this pattern. One will be having smaller lobe, another will be having the larger lobe. Generally, the smaller lobe will not be shown in the diagram, only the larger lobe will be shown. If small lobe is present, it indicates that there is a presence of hybridization. So, the small lobe generally not represented, and this is the larger lobe. Next, the hybrid orbitals, whatever the hybrid orbitals are formed, they will orient in such a way that the repulsions between them will be minimum. So the orbitals, the hybrid orbitals which are formed, they will be very far away from each other, so that there will be the minimum repulsions between the hybrid orbitals. Due to this presence, they will be getting a particular shape, or they will be getting a particular geometry for the compound. Right, students? Okay. Next, if you see some structures, some I will be giving outline. Types of hybridization. So you will be getting different types of hybridization. If 1s and 1p are mixing, you will be getting sp hybridization. Geometry will be linear. Okay, don't get confused with the geometry and shape. I will be telling that geometry is linear. Example, if you take BeF2, BeCl2, BeBr2, how to find out, we will be learning with a trick. Right? And if you see beryllium, what is the general ground state configuration? This is 1s2, 2s2. And remember, students, only the valency shell will involve in the formation of the hybridization. Okay, 2s2, you are having no unpaired electron here. So as to get 2 unpaired electrons, suppose if I take the BeF3 or BeF2 molecule, so what happens? One electron should get excited, so that these two will mix. What happens? You will be getting sp orbital. So sp, this is sp, this is sp. So that you will be having the structure. So this is BeF2, and fluorine will be overlapping with this one, this one. In the same way, if you go for sp2 structure is trigonal planar. This one, students, right? If you take the example like BF3, boron, fluorine, fluorine, fluorine. If you take boron, you will be having 2s2, 2p1. But you require, boron is forming 3 bonds, 1 bond, 2 bond, 3 bond. Means it should be having 3 unpaired electrons, but you are having only 1. So what you should do? You should provide some amount of energy for this, so that this electron gets excited, so that you will be getting 3 unpaired electrons. Now 1 s orbital, 2 p orbitals are mixing, and they should form 3 are mixing, so you should form 3. So sp2, sp2, sp2. These are present on this one. So sp2, sp2, sp2. And this one overlaps with fluorine. Here fluorine, fluorine. So that what will be the angle? 120, 120, 120. Because the circle entire thing should be equal to 360 degrees. Right, students? Okay, in the same way, if you go for sp3, see here there is a mixing of 1s orbital as well as 3p orbitals. They will be combining together, and they will be forming like this 4. The angle will be 109 degrees 28 minutes. Examples are CH4, H2O, NH3, and so on. Okay, there is molecule like sp3d. sp3d is nothing but 3 will be like this. 3 will be in one plane, 1 will be above the plane, 1 will be below the plane. Which is in the plane, it will be like triangle. See this one like this. This is triangle. You will be having triangle like this. Okay, 1 is above the plane, 1 is below the plane. Okay, so if you get that, this is sp3d hybridization. Example, PC alpha, and the shape will be trigonal bipyramidal. And in the plane, whatever are there, will be 180 degrees, and which are in a straight line, that will be having 90 degrees. If you go for sp3d2, it will be octahedral geometry. Example is SF6, and sp3d3, you will be getting pentagonal bipyramidal. The example is IF7. So in sp3d2, you will be having 290 degrees. So in plane, between these two lines, diagonals, the angle is 90, and the straight line as well as with the plane, it is 90 degrees. Okay. Here in the plane it is 72 degrees, and the line with the plane, so you will be getting 90 degrees. So these are the things with respect to this one, students. So to find out the hybridization for different types of molecules. Okay, let us go for the trick how to find the hybridization within a molecule. There are many ways. So I will be following one rule, and the remaining rule has been, one formula has been given. Okay, that is your wish. If you want to follow this one, you can follow. and my method is this method. This will be somewhat very easy if you get addicted to this. So structure, to find out the structure you should find out the single bond as well as the lone pair. Okay, Z is equal to number of sigma bonds plus lone pairs. Same my method only, this one also. Z is the thing. See, in first you should, in finding out the hybridization, you should find out the number of sigma bonds as well as the lone pairs. No involvement of the pi bond. Okay, so Z has been taken. This is hybridization. It indicates number of sigma bond plus lone pair on the central atom. Lone pair of electrons. Two electrons combiningly, it is called as lone pair. Okay, if Z is equal to 2, see, it is sp hybridization. If Z is equal to 3, it is sp2. If Z is equal to 4, it is sp3. If Z is equal to 5, it is sp3d. If Z is equal to 6, it is sp3d3. If Z is equal to 7, it is sp3d3. Hybridization. Students, be clear. If Z is equal to this value, hybridization will be this one. See, 2 are there, means 1s, 1p. Here 3 are there, 1s, 2p. So 2 plus 1, so it is 3. Again, 3 plus 1, here it is 4. 1 plus 3 plus 1, so it is 5. 2 plus 3 plus 1, it is 6. 3 plus 3 plus 1, so it is 7. Okay. So first you should calculate this pattern. First, Z is nothing but number of sigma bonds plus lone pair on the central atom. If Z is the value of 2, it is sp. Z is the value of 3, it is sp2. 4, it is sp3. If it is 5, sp3d, and so on. Okay. Go for this one. If you are good at in identifying the groups. So Z is nothing but, we have already said, it is nothing but sigma bond plus lone pair. And you remember this thing, students. Hydrogen, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. All the groups which belongs to fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine too. Okay. Iodine. They will form single bond. All you remember this one. Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. These are halogens. And hydrogen, it is the first group element. Sometimes it is also called a seventh group element. All these things will form single bond. Oxygen and sulfur, each oxygen will form double bond, each sulfur will form double bond. Nitrogen, one nitrogen will form triple bond. Okay, these are the things that you should remember in the mind. So one is what? One is Z is equal to number of sigma bonds plus lone pairs. You should remember that. Based on the Z value, you will be getting this one. If Z is equal to some value, you will be getting this. And you remember this: hydrogen, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine will form single bond. Oxygen and sulfur will form double bond. Nitrogen will form triple bond. I am giving you a chart. Okay, students, you remember this chart or you by heart this chart. By using that chart, we can calculate the shape of the molecules. See, till now you have learned something. Okay, they will be mixing up. No need to remember all those things. You remember this thing: hybridization, bond pairs, lone pairs, shape, geometry. Okay, hybridization. If it is sp hybridization, bond pairs are 2. 2 are there, no? 1s, 1p. So it is 2. Lone pairs will be 0. The shape will be linear. This dots indicates this bubbles or something like circles. This indicates the atoms. So the shape will be linear and geometry is also linear. Okay. And sp2. How many are there? 2 plus 1, 3. So it is 3 bond pairs. If 3 are there, it is 0. So 3 atoms are there. So 1, 2, 3 atoms, surrounding atoms along with the central atom 1, 4. So the shape will be trigonal planar. Geometry is trigonal planar only. If the bond pairs are in sp2 only, if bond pairs are 2 and lone pair is 1. Okay. See, bond pairs, this is one bond pair, this is one bond pair, you are having one lone pair. So these are the atoms. The shape is V shape or bent shape or opposite V angular shape. Okay. So geometry is same again. Geometry for one hybridization, geometry is same. See, these two are, this is sp2 hybridization, this is also sp2 hybridization. But the geometry is trigonal planar. In the same way, sp3, okay, bond pairs are 4. 4 plus 0, it is 4 only, right? So it will be tetrahedral. If it is 3 plus 1, 3 means 3 bond pairs, 1 lone pair, so it will be pyramidal. So 3 bond pairs, 1, 2, 3, 3 bond pairs, 1 lone pair. So it is pyramidal. 2 bond pairs, 2 lone pairs. So 2 bonds, 2 lone pairs. So it is bent shape. 1 bond pair as well as 3 lone pairs. So you are having 1 bond and 3 lone pairs. So it will be linear structure and the entire shape and the entire geometry is tetrahedral. So for one hybridization you will be having the same geometry. Okay. In the same way, going for the sp3d, students, be careful with this. You should be very thorough with this chart because definitely one question will be in the mains and minimum 2 questions will be in the NEET. Okay. So sp3d, which is the hybridization. So totally how many are there? 3 plus 1 plus 1, 5. 5 plus 0. So it will be trigonal bipyramidal shape. You are having 4 bond pairs, 1 lone pair. The shape is seesaw shape or distorted tetrahedral. And if it is 3 bond pairs, 2 lone pairs, it is T shape. This is the shape of the molecule. And if you are having 2 bond pairs, 3 lone pairs, it is the linear molecule. Okay. So for all this, for sp3 hybridization, this is sp3. See, always you should be getting the sum 5. This is 5 plus 0, 5. 4 plus 1, it is 5. Again 3 plus 2, it is 5. 2 plus 3, it is 5. For 5, the hybridization is sp3d. So the geometry will be trigonal bipyramidal. For this one, okay, nothing problem. For here, it may be seesaw shape, but the geometry is this one. Shape is this one, right? In trigonal bipyramidal, axial length is greater than the equatorial length. Vertical line it is called as axial one, and the planar one it is called as equatorial. See, you will be having one triangle in the plane, one above the one below the triangle. So whatever that are on triangle, that is on the plane, those are called as equatorial one. Axial is vertical one, right? Next it is sp3d2 hybridization. So how many are there totally? 2 plus 3 plus 1, so it is 6. If it is 0, means 0 bond pair, 0 lone pairs. The shape is octahedral, and the geometry is also octahedral, right? Okay, students, if it is 5, so what is this? 5 bond pairs, 1 lone pair, it is square pyramidal. 4 bond pairs, 2 lone pairs, it is square planar, and the geometry is octahedral. Okay. So sp3d3. So totally how many you are having? 7 plus 0. This 0 lone pairs. So the shape will be pentagonal bipyramidal. If you are having 6 bond pairs and 1 lone pair, it will be pentagonal monopyramidal, or it has another name, it is called as distorted octahedral, and the entire geometry is this one only. Okay. So first thing is, you should remember the entire chart. sp hybridization, sp2, sp3, sp3d, sp3d2, sp3d3. With how many bond pairs are there, how many lone pairs are there, what is the shape and what is the geometry. Okay. If you are good at this, you should be at shape and geometry. One bit is definitely in your hands. Okay. And based on this, how we will be solving? The way is in this pattern. Okay, let us take one example and solve the things. So let me take example like NH3. See, which is the central atom in this? So nitrogen is the central atom. Okay. How many electrons will be present in the valence shell of nitrogen? Nitrogen belongs to 5th group. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 electrons are present. Clear? Okay, next. How many hydrogens are there? 3 are there. And we know that here each hydrogen will form single bond. Okay. So one hydrogen, one hydrogen, one hydrogen, one electron with hydrogen. And 2 electrons are remained. See. And Z is equal to what? Number of sigma bonds plus lone pair. How many sigma bonds are there? 3 sigma bonds plus 1 lone pair. This is 1 lone pair. Only 1 pair. Pair, see, I am saying 1 pair. So lone pair. So how many total? What is the Z value? 3 plus 1. So it is 4. 4 means, see here, 4 means it is sp3. Simply you can identify P3 are there, S is 1. So 3 plus 1, 4. So it is 4. Okay. So NH3 hybridization is sp3. If you take the geometry, what will be? Tetrahedral will be the geometry. Shape is, see, if you are good at chart, you can easily predict sp3. So you are having 3 bond pairs, 1 lone pair. So 3 bond pairs plus 1 lone pair. What is the shape? So if you see the structure here, 3 plus 1. Hybridization is sp3. 3 plus 1, it is pyramidal. So NH3 shape is pyramidal and the geometry is tetrahedral. Let us take one more example like sulfate. Central atom is sulfur. So sulfur belongs to which group? Sulfur belongs to 6th group. So it will be having 6 electrons in the valence shell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you are having minus 2. Minus 2 means gaining of electrons will be indicated with minus. Loss of electrons will be indicated with plus. So you are taking this one 2 electrons. As you are having minus 2, 2 electrons extra. Sulfur is 6th group. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. As you are having minus 2 here, means 2 electrons are extra. So these 2 are you are taking. And what happens? This is SO4. Each oxygen forms how many bonds? So double bond 0, double bond 0, double bond 0, and this is 4, right? This is the structure. See, how many sigma bonds are there? 1 sigma bond, 1 sigma bond, 1 sigma, 1 sigma. So total it is 4 sigma bonds. So it is 4. So 4 sigma bonds plus 0. What? 0 lone pair. So it is 4 is equal to sp3. What is the geometry? It is tetrahedral. And what is the shape? Shape is also tetrahedral. Clear, students? Are you getting this? In the same way, you go for the calculating the molecule for XeF6 xenon. Xenon belongs to which group? eighth group. So it will be having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do you have any positive or negative charge? Nothing. So no need to add extra anything. How many fluorines are there? 6 are there. So each fluorine, hydrogen, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, add and they will form single bond. So fluorine 1, 1, 1, 1. So 6 are finished and 1 lone pair is present. So it is 6 plus 1. 6 bond pairs are there, 1 lone pair. So it is 6 plus 1, it is equal to 7. So hybridization will be sp3 d3. So d3 here 3, p3 3 here 1 s. So it is 7. So shape will this one hybridization will be what? Geometry will be pentagonal bipyramidal. Shape will be pentagonal monopyramidal. Right? Shape. Okay, students, are you getting this? See, students, we are taking some more examples. N3 minus. So N means how many you are having here? Nitrogen belongs to fifth group, right? So you'll be having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you have any charge here? You are having minus. So it is one extra charge. Minus 1 means 1 electron extra. So, and you know that each nitrogen will form triple bond. So 1, 2, 3 by this nitrogen. 1, 2, 3 by this nitrogen. So 6 electrons are there. It is finished. So how many sigma bonds are there? Here only 1, here 2. So it is 2 plus 0. So it is 2 sp hybridization. Getting this? These two are pi bonds. These two are pi bonds. Only see one sigma bond. See, pi bonds are not included in this. Okay. So what is the geometry? Geometry will be linear. Hybridization is sp. What is the shape? It is a linear. Number of lone pair on central atom. This is the central atom. Do you have any lone pair here? Nothing you have. So it is 0. Lone pair in other atoms. Okay. Remaining atoms. So here you are having 1. Here you are having 1. So it is 2. Okay. Suppose if I go for I3 minus molecule. Okay. So iodine belongs to which group? 7th group. So you will be having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 are finished and you are having one extra charge here, so that you will be getting one extra electron, and iodine forms single bond. So it is single bond 1, single bond 1. If I take Z is equal to how many lone pairs are there? How many sigma bonds? 2 sigma bonds. How many pi bonds? Sorry, how many lone pairs? 3. So 2 plus 3 it is equal to 5. So you will be getting the hybridization as sp3 dehybridization. And if you go for the geometry, it is trigonal bipyramidal and lone pairs of the central atom. This is the central atom. You are having how many lone pairs here? 3 are you are having. So it is 3 lone pairs on the entire molecule. This is the entire molecule. Okay. You are having 3 here, here 3, here 3. So total it is 9. On the entire molecule lone pairs are 9. So if you ask the number of lone pair electrons on the I3 minus molecule, so it is 9. If you ask the lone pair of electrons on the central atom, it is 3. Okay. In the same way you can do for XeF2, XeF4. I am telling XeF2, you can do all these things remaining. XeF2, xenon belongs to 8th group, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Each fluorine forms single bond. So you are having 2 fluorines in the molecule. So 2 fluorines. So it is 2 sigma bonds plus 3 lone pairs. So 2 plus 3 is 5. Hybridization is sp3d. Geometry is trigonal bipyramidal and shape is linear. Lone pairs on the central atom. This is the central atom lone pairs. You are having 3 lone pairs on the entire molecule. On the entire molecule means here you are having 3, 3, 3. So it is totally 9. Okay. On the entire molecule you are having 9. In the same way, go for XeF4, XeF6, XeOF5 minus. See, if you are having minus, you will be adding one extra electron. In the same way, go for all these molecules. Okay, students. Now, this is the homework for you. Okay. XeO3F2, XeOF2, IF5, IF7, ICl2 plus, ICl2 minus, ClF3, ClF4 minus, IOCl4 minus, IOCl4 plus. See, whenever you are having plus charge, what you should do? You should remove one electron. Okay. Suppose if you take NH4 plus. Can I do this one? So I will be solving this. Iodine. Iodine belongs to which group? 7th group. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But you are having one plus charge here. So don't take this into consideration. This is not present now. Only 6 are there. And you know that oxygen will form double bond. So oxygen double bond. Chlorine will form single bond. Chlorine, 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 chlorine. See how many are there? 4 plus this one is 1. So Z will be equal to what? 4 plus 1. So it is 5. So it is sp3d hybridization. Okay. What is the geometry? Geometry is trigonal bipyramidal shape. You doesn't have any lone pair, right? Do you have any lone pair? Nothing. Sorry, this is 5, not 4 plus 1. 5 plus 0. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 5. 5 plus 0. So it is sp3d. geometry is trigonal bipyramidal, shape is also trigonal bipyramidal, lone pair on central atom. How many are there? This is the central atom. Do you have any free electrons? No. So it is 0. Lone pair on entire molecule. So you will be having here 2. So it is 2 here. Each chlorine will be having 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 chlorines are there. So 4 3 is 12. So 4 3 is 12 plus 2. So it is 14 lone pair electrons on the entire molecule. Getting this, students? So if you are having plus charge, you should remove that many number of electrons from the central atom. If you are having minus charge, you should add that many number of electrons. This is the work for you, students. After finishing this work, you also solve these questions the same way we are having here. Already some have been done here. Some questions will be repeated. Whatever that are repeated, you don't do this. Okay, N3 minus you have done I3 minus XE, F4, XE, F2, F3, F6, XE, F5, all these things. You take all these examples, whichever are repeating, you don't do that. Whichever are not repeating, you do those molecules. This is the entire work. See, if you do seriously, it will take at least 1 hour so that you will be getting complete grip on the hybridization topic. So you should be perfect with the chart. Okay, you should be learning the chart with the number of bond pairs, lone pairs, as well as the structure, that is geometry, as well as the shape and hybridization. And you should be having Z is equal to sigma bonds plus lone pair electrons on the central atom. So if you are good at this, one bit is damn sure it is in your hand. Okay, thank you, students. All the best.